Hi, in this video we're going to discuss the multiplication and the division rules in index laws. Now let's quickly remember what index numbers are. If we have a repeated multiplication of the same number, like a in here, we can simply write this as an index number, a to the power of n, and this is how we read it literally, a to the power of n. Now, we call this number a as base, whereas we call n here as index. That's how we name these index laws or index numbers, indices, right? And then we have power that we can call n, or in some books it says exponent, but generally this is American English. Now here are the two rules that we're going to discuss in this video: multiplication rule and division rule, right? So what happens is, if you multiply two index numbers with the same base, you simply add the powers and write a single index number. And here, if you divide two index numbers with the same base, you simply take away the powers. So let me give you a few examples. Simplify 2r squared times 3r cubed. Now, 2 and 3 are coefficients, so I'm going to treat them separately. I'm going to say 2 times 3, it's going to be 6, and then I'm going to apply the multiplication rule, and I'm going to add the powers, so it's going to be 2 plus 3, which is 6. Right, this one says, write 6x to the power of 5 divided by 3x to the power of 3 as a single index number. Basically, these two are asking us the same question. We're going to simplify this, writing it as a single index number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the coefficients. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, right? And then I'm going to apply the division rule. I'm going to take away 3 from 5, so it's going to be x to the power of 2. That's going to be the answer. Now let's look at this example. It says simplify 2 times m to the power of 5 over 5 times m to the power of 8. Now this is given as a fraction, and this is a good example because not every pair of coefficients that you find here will simplify each other. So basically it's 2 over 5. You will keep it as 2 over 5, yeah? So there's no simplification here. Or sometimes it could be something like 4 over 10, right? And then you're going to write the simplest form as 2 over 5. Now here we have 2 and 5. Here is a fraction, so I write it in the beginning. Now, m to the power of 5 divided by m to the power of 8. If it is division, I take away the powers, so it's going to be m to the power of 5 minus 8, and then your final answer will be m to the power of negative 3 here. So it's 2 over 5 times m to the power of negative 3. Right, so this one is an expand and simplify question. Basically, when you expand, you will use the multiplication rule, right? So 4 times 3, 12, x and x, the powers of 1, so I'm going to add the powers, it makes x squared, minus 4 times 2 is 8, 1 plus 2 is 3, so it must be x cubed, plus 4 times 5 is 20, you add 1 to 3 here, the power, so it's going to be x to the power of 4. And apparently there is no more simplification here, no like terms to add, so that's my final answer. And last but not least, we have this example, simplify this expression. Now this is given as a fraction, right? So what we can do initially is that we can write this as two fractions, so it's going to be 3x squared over 2x minus 6x to the power of 5 over 2x. Now, in the first fraction, I cannot simplify or divide 3 and 2. And please beware, do not write 1.5, which is 3 over 2. Try to keep, in A levels, try to keep the fractions as fractions. Unless it's mentioned, do not use decimals at all. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep 3 over 2. So I'm dealing with the coefficients separately. So this is a fractional coefficient. And then it's x squared divided by x to the power of 1, isn't it? So 2 minus 1 is 1. So I'm going to write x. Technically, x to the power of 1 is correct, but writing 1 is not necessary, so I don't write it down. Minus, now the second one here, 6 can be divided by 2, so that's what I'm going to do. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 5 minus 1, because the power is 1 here, it's going to be x to the power of 4. That's how I'm going to simplify. Certainly, we could go like from here as a second way. We could go like taking the common factors out. It's going to be 1 minus 2x cubed here, divided by 2x. So I just factorized this, and then I go on simplifying the x's here. So it's going to be 3x in brackets 1 minus 2x cubed over 2. This is also possible, but the first way here and this answer is preferable. Now is your turn. Please solve these exercises on your book and please submit your answers in the online self-check. Thank you for watching.